What is up? Welcome back to Outside the Top 25 2024 edition.
It's going to be a disappointing year for you. Not going to be able to talk about your Tigers very often.
Yeah, real bummer. We got plenty of space for UCF, though. For now.
We sure do.
For now. We'll see.
Until KJ Jefferson plays himself into shape.
Do you have enough runway, schedule-wise, for that to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our first two games are a joke.
Okay, perfect.
We play New Hampshire tomorrow.
Sweet.
Thursday. We're murdered out. Black drip.
Love that.
We're the Oregon of the East.
Sure, why not?
We are.
Are you?
We have a different uniform every game.
I hate that shit. Mizzou has done that many years where it's just like it's never the same thing twice. And just like
if you're not going to be like classic uniforms like Alabama or Penn State,
I get that.
Just
go nuts. Actually, you know
crazy.
who I really hate when they do that is Ole Miss, because they have a good 3 set, and they.
I like their baby blue.
I like their baby blue, but they keep doing like this drip shit and everything, like they are like their ice helmet and stuff. I fucking hate it.
That's lame though. That's lane doing lane stuff.
But they have the best uniforms maybe in college football, and they need to just embrace it.
Okay.
But yeah, we're back. We're talking about your shitty teams. If you're here with us, that means you don't.
We're talking about the majority of football.
Yes, we're talking about what makes college football actually great.
And it's a year like no other.
In the NFL, when two teams outside of, I guess, relevance, you could call it, play, it's boring as shit.
Also, we're talking about teams that realistically have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them. But
it's not like that TCU year, though, where they came completely unranked, made the national championship, got boat raced by Georgia.
Yeah, played like an unranked team in the national championship
But,
game.
like, let's say you're, I don't know, Boise State this year. You're unranked. There's a path.
Mm-hmm.
There's very clearly a path. You apparently think SMU.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no path for them, but Liberty?
There is a path for SMU.
There might be a path for Liberty.
There's a clearer path for Boise State than there is for SMU, because all they have to do is be ranked and win their conference.
Yeah, so let's just start with teams that just finished just outside the top 25.
Getting votes.
Preseason, getting votes. Not my UCF Knights. 0 votes.
Wow.
Crazy.
What the disrespect.
Honestly. No, we got Louisville.
That's interesting.
At 26.
But, I mean, they've got,
Louisville.
They got their guy.
Tyler Shuck.
Well, I was going to say their coach.
Yeah.
Jeff Brom.
Yeah.
Brom, right?
The fucking XFL.
Brom,
Is this not
Brom.
the XFL?
Yeah, I don't know. I always get like Brom. I always get, but yeah, they got their.
It's Brom.
They got Brom. They've got their alum. You know what I mean? They've got their cool alum. That is their coach. They
also,
won.
I think like Shuck is one of the coolest names to have as a quarterback. Fucking Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
It looks like show or it's Shuck though.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's transferred. He's been all over.
It's a 10-win Louisville team from last year.
Yeah, it was Jack Plummer's team. But yeah, no, they should be pretty good.
I'm just saying, a 10-win.
They got housed by USC
in a bowl game. Yeah. And they maybe more damning is they lost to Florida State without Jordan Travis.
It's not good.
It's not what you want.
That was an awful ACC championship.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It's one of the worst.
But they only lost 2 regular season games, and one of those was a one-score loss to Kentucky. The other one was a bad loss at Pitt. I'll give them that. That's a bad L. But they beat Notre Dame.
Oh, I remember that Pitt game very well. I lost a lot of money on that Pitt game. God, I hate Narduzzi.
Yeah.
Narduzzi's such a thorn in my side in my life. I don't know why. Like, for no reason other than he would just beat us with Heupel.
He'll just jump up and get you.
And then he'll get me anytime I bet against him.
Yeah. Man, I mean, Louisville was honestly a like crazy winnable ACC championship game and a bad Pitt loss from making the playoff.
No,
they would have been left out regardless.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, Florida State went undefeated. He got left out because Jordan Travis didn't play. But even if Louisville went undefeated in the ACC,
yeah,
I don't think they're making it.
Probably Alabama then rightfully gets in.
Yeah,
instead of
Georgia
questionably gets in. Yeah. Still though, an incredible season last year from Louisville.
I'm so mad at Georgia.
Why?
They should have won the national championship last year. And instead, I have to eat crow in Michigan.
Well, some people were right and some people weren't.
But Georgia would have boat raced Michigan. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, probably.
They would have fucked up.
It's not a good matchup.
No.
Or actually, no, I'm on the opposite side. Michigan had the dudes to match up with Georgia last year. I take that back. Michigan could play Georgia style. By the way, Louisville, though, a little sus. A lot of one-score wins.
Yeah. I think they led the nation last year in like one-score victories.
Let's see. 1, 2.
They're up there at least.
3, 4, 5 one-score victories.
That's football, though, dude.
I'm just saying, though. So
I mean, that's like a stat people throw out in the NFL all the time.
That doesn't matter in the NFL.
No,
it does matter in college football.
Agreed. The NFL one-score game is every game.
Every game. Look at the lines. The lines are one score basically for everything. But in college football, it matters because college football, a one-score game is like it's like a fumble, right? A fumble when the ball hits the ground, it is pure luck whether it gets recovered by which team. Like there is no scientific way to make sure you are better.
We're spending too much time on Louisville.
I'm just saying. So
Next
one
up, we
score
got
is math.
Virginia
matter.
Tech, Brent Pry. He's got the defense kind of humming right now.
A lot of people high on Virginia Tech.
A lot
this
of
year.
people high on Virginia Tech.
I think Nick Saban was maybe, or no, it was Pat McAfee. I think. Either way.
I mean, they got a lot of dudes on the fucking defensive end, but that offense is always going to be kind of like questionable under Brent Pry. They haven't been great.
Yeah. A once proud program.
Just got to get it back.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to really expect from them other than the defense is going to be there.
I was looking at their schedule earlier, and I liked it. Like, I thought they had a kind of nice schedule. Yeah, like, with their road games at Miami's tough, but at Stanford, at Syracuse, at Duke. I mean, they've got, and then, yeah, they do have their schedule shakes out pretty nice. I wonder what their over-under on wins is.
Okay. They got Kyron Drones, a quarterback, dual threat guy. He's fine, but we'll see.
Yeah, their wins are set at 7.5.
I think it's a failure for Virginia Tech if they don't hit the over, but I don't expect them to. But if
think,
you like the schedule, then sure.
I think with that schedule, they should be hoping for a 9-win season.
Let's look. Just guys reading schedules?
Just guys reading schedules, dude.
We're back, baby.
Let's fucking go.
I mean, the first game against Vandy, they are like 13-point favorites.
Yeah, that should be a dub.
I don't know, though. Right? What is Vandy this year?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
Yeah. It's not.
They're still SEC, dog.
Yeah, I get that.
They got to go to Old Dominion. That's not an easy win.
I agree with that, actually. At Old Dominion.
They've lost to Old Dominion before.
And watch out for Marshall. Always watch out for Marshall.
Marshall has Chad Pennington's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. Rutgers, Stanford, BC.
Syracuse with Kyle McCord.
I'm not worried about that.
In the Dome?
No, it's at Virginia Tech. Or no, it is at Syracuse. Yeah, you're right. I was looking at Clemson. Sorry.
It's at the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, I don't know. UVA at Duke.
What the fuck is Duke this year?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, yeah, but this is a cupcake schedule right here.
It is pretty bad.
How they avoid Clemson? They avoid Florida State.
No, they play Clemson.
Oh, they do. You're right.
But they get them at home.
Virginia Tech.
They get them at home.
Yeah.
They better hit that over.
They should hit that over or Brent Pry might be on the fucking hot seat.
I would definitely, if they only win 7 games, that's a fucking nightmare.
Next up's Boise State.
The favorite of the G5 teams to make the playoff. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
They've been kind of a disappointment the last couple of years.
A little down, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. They can't win every year. And honestly, it's a beast of their own creation, right? They got so good that the Mountain West rose up to meet them.
Yeah. Spencer Danielson went from interim coach to full-time head coach. He gets the promotion after kind of going on a bit of a run last year at the end of the season because they were ultimately very disappointing. So do you like when coaches get promoted from within? It usually doesn't end well.
I mean, you've got like Dabo, which worked, but then you've got like...
There's exceptions, yes.
Barry Odom at Missouri, which didn't work, although I kind of think a lot of that wasn't his fault.
But it's always like, oh, the players rally around him.
Of course they do. He's their fucking coach.
Right.
No, I don't
think that's the best criteria to decide a coach. It's the players.
So Barry Odom represented 2 things at Missouri that I think is kind of often a bad idea. Is 1, promoting from within, and 2, hiring an alumni like that's some magical thing that's going to make him better at coaching at your school than.
So you know what is crazy, though, is all of the players at Arizona, we can't talk about them because they're ranked, and I think they're actually going to be pretty good this year, came back to Arizona despite Jed Fish going to Washington. But there's a reason for that.
Why is that?
They all played together in high school.
He just like raided some high school.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Good for him.
But apparently the guy that took over for Arizona, there's like some weird connection with an assistant grad or like a grad assistant where I think he coached them in high school or something. Like they all stayed in, or the guy vouched for this coach coming in. So they're like, yeah, fuck it, we'll stay at Arizona.
Yeah, whatever
we'll
works,
stay in
man.
Tucson.
Good for them. I mean, also, I'd rather stay at Arizona than go.
McMillan is also, I think, the best receiver in college football, with Luther Burden, of course.
Yeah. I will say
they're 1-2.
Arizona hired away Missouri's athletic director, and I was really pissed about that because Missouri had a great
Which is
athletic
crazy because Arizona's so in the red.
That's why they hired her. She's like well, A, she's an alum, and B, she's a fundraising like maestro.
Isn't that nuts, though? Between their basketball program and their football program, which is respectable, the basketball program especially, how do they owe that much money?
Dude,
how are they that much in debt?
Who the fuck knows? That makes no sense.
That has to go to cartel or something. Like, what the fuck? What is going on in Tucson? I'm just asking questions. The FBI should look in there. But Boise, Mountain West. I guess like Oregon State and Washington State are playing a Mountain West schedule, but they're still the Pac-12.
They are. The Pac-12 still technically legally exists. And by the way, does that mean they have a conference championship game? And then by the way,
an alliance.
Does that mean
is Oregon State eligible for that G5 spot?
It's the highest rate. It's the 5 highest ranked conference champ. It's not a G5 spot. People are mistaking that completely. It is a de facto G5 spot,
yeah,
but it is not an official G5 spot.
It'd be really funny if, let's say, Oregon State goes 11-1, 12-1. If they play a conference
Pac-12
championship,
champions.
I don't know. They just beat all the Mountain West teams, but lose to Oregon in the Civil War. Right, that's a respectable loss. You can lose to Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon State, I saw 16-1 to make the playoff. Is that worth a sprinkle? I know.
Yeah, honestly, to make the playoff?
Jonathan Smith's gone. He went to Michigan State. But,
just to make the playoff?
Yeah, they're going to be better than most of the teams they play. Right? They should be.
One would hope. $20 pays $320. So
I don't think that's bad.
Tell me if that's a bad sprinkle.
I don't think that's bad. Yeah. They can lose to Oregon and then run the table.
Yeah.
Because their schedule's kind of easy peasy.
Let it rip. All they got to do is be a conference champion and ranked.
Up next is your SMU Pony Express, baby.
SMU Mustangs. Let's go.
Minor setback.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No. Because they're only
they avoided
the nightmare.
The nightmare
They're
situation.
only going to make the playoff if they win the ACC. And that at that point, style points won't matter. So it's whatever. They can win.
Nevada's not good.
Nevada's really bad. I was actually shocked. I will say it's a weird road game week 1, but SMU's offense was supposed to be insane. I lost money on this team over.
Preston Stone's back.
Everybody's back.
Yeah.
Like the whole offense is back. Yeah. I still love them. They get a freaking tune-up game this week, and then the schedule shakes out nice. We'll see what happens. I guess
is that an indictment on Rhett Lashley?
Maybe. I don't know, but it's a good schedule. Like they at Stanford, at Duke, at Virginia. Their only tough road game is at Louisville.
They got to clean it up though. There were some really bad penalties in that Nevada game.
But you know what though? If that's what they're getting killed by, I remember there was one series where they had Nevada off the field, and then there was illegal hands to the face. Like that's easy to clean up.
Yeah.
So that's better than just being shitty.
Next up, we have the forgotten program in the Big 12, Iowa State.
Pass. I don't care. Pass.
Remember when Matt Campbell was like a NFL coach prospect?
He was the USC coach prospect. He was everything. Pass.
And he just kind of chilled.
Yeah, He's
like, I'm good here.
I don't care.
Ames is fine.
Iowa State is Iowa State. They'll ruin somebody's season, I hope. They ruined K-State's season last year.
Yeah.
Do you play at Iowa State this year?
I think we do. Yeah, it's not fun. It's a weird spot to go.
Let's see here.
It's definitely spooky. But yeah, UCF, I believe we go to Ames.
You do go to Ames now, and it's in October. So
hooray. So ultimate spooky situation.
At least you don't go when it's like freezing fucking cold.
It's the 19th. It's a couple weeks before Halloween.
Could be chilly.
I've never really been to Iowa, so
It's only whatever.
Flown over it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but Iowa State's not going to do
I actually
anything.
like how our schedule lines up. So we got New Hampshire, Sam Houston State, at TCU, Colorado at home. We got to go to Florida. That's tough.
Don't love that. I mean, a road game at Florida is a road game at Florida. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care how bad they are.
Yeah.
It's in-state rivalry, kind of.
And a good...
Like, they're still going to get up because the last time we played them, we beat them.
Yeah, and it's a good home field advantage.
Yes. Cincinnati sucks. Iowa State at Ames, weird. We catch BYU at home, thankfully. Arizona at home. We got to go to Arizona State. They suck.
By the way...
West Virginia's going to be much improved, and that's in
Morgantown?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Iowa State's schedule.
And then
this actually this fucks you even more. There's only 2 schools they have that they can ruin their seasons at home.
Also, best case scenario, we'll have to play Utah back-to-back weeks.
Is that a good case?
Let's say we beat Utah at home and then play them in the Big 12 championship.
So Iowa State catches you guys at home, and they catch K-State at home. Now, they already ruined K-State's season last year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you're going to lose that Iowa State game.
Look ahead spot to BYU.
Can KJ Jefferson's fat legs run on that thick grass?
Doesn't have to. He just got to hand off. We have 3 running backs that are super seniors that combined have over 3,000 yards.
Right.
Like, just hand the ball off, KJ.
But yeah, Iowa State's not doing anything. Liberty could be a
Yeah, Liberty
team.
should. I mean, they're bringing back a lot of their offense as well. Caden Salter, who
By the way,
was their fucking quarterback last year that slung it. He's back.
do you think it's going to be a good bet for like a lot of these schools, Boise State, Liberty, Memphis, UTSA, App State?
Can even mention USF.
What?
I think USF's going to be really good this year.
All right, that's fine too. All of those schools have to win style points because their entry into the playoff is completely predicated on ranking. Mm-hmm. So they have to run up the score.
But that could also include just keeping it close against the big boys. So like USF has a game against Alabama this year.
Yeah,
if they do what they did last year,
that's huge. But against other schools, I'm just saying it's
right.
Like whatever. Like if USF is a 16-point favorite against some mediocre school,
for sure. But you know how we said like losses don't really matter until you beat. For these like smaller schools though, if you keep it respectable against the big boys,
I agree.
I think that's actually.
But they're also going to have to
the style points you need too.
That is also style points. But their whole resume is going to be predicated on style points. So what I'm saying is, you might find some good bets like always taking them to cover.
Yeah.
Always taking team overs because.
Yeah, but wasn't that the case with the 14 playoff? Like you had to do that. Now you have more wiggle room to get in.
Not the G5s.
Yeah,
the G5s don't have more wiggle room.
A little bit more than you ever had before.
I guess, but like it wasn't always the case with the 14 playoff because it was whoever won the SEC.
It's wide open, baby. It's Wild West.
Whoever won the SEC was in. Whoever won the Big Ten was in every year. Doesn't matter. And then I guess Clemson never needed style points.
Here's a fun one. You're defending losers in the national championship.
Yeah, Washington.
What do you do with them? Jeb Fish is there. Great coach. Will Rogers transfers up.
Yeah, I love that. I love Will Rogers going up there.
Obviously, they lose most of their offense, most of their defense. Like they lost a lot of guys.
Yeah,
but I still think they're going to be pretty respectable in the Big Ten. I don't hate them. Maybe causing chaos in the Big Ten, like beating teams that you wouldn't expect.
I feel like this is going to be a ranked team and a 9-win team
by the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it would be. Because Wazoo's not going to be that good this year. So, they could start the season 5-0 going into Michigan. That'll probably be a ranked game. I don't think we're going to be talking about Washington very much.
You don't think we'll be talking about Washington?
Us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could. I mean, yeah, they're beating Weber State, Eastern Michigan.
They should be 5-0.
Northwestern sucks.
Yeah, they should be 5-0 this year.
Rutgers game at Rutgers, though, that's tough. Shiano, man.
Not bad. It'd be a good win. It'll be a good, solid...
Going cross-country, too, that's got to be so
It'll be a
annoying.
good, solid road win.
Yeah.
But I think they win on talent. I mean, they definitely have more talent than Rutgers.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I could see Washington just kind of going into Happy Valley, though, and just
ruining
Penn State season, yeah.
I still low-key think Penn State wins against Ohio State this year. I think this is the year.
Is it in Happy Valley?
Uh-huh.
It's just not. It's never is. Like, you think that. Their defense is always going to show up. Their defense is going to be there. It's going to be awesome, but because they're always on the field, they'll give up like 24 points against Ohio State.
You know how low
and they'll lose 24-10.
Yeah, you know how low I am on Will Howard. But you're right. It's all predicated on if the offense actually is semi-competent.
Will Howard's going to be fine because he's a dual threat. He's probably going to use his legs more than he did at Kansas State.
Whatever. They're ranked. We don't have to talk about them.
I also don't understand all these people talking about Will Howard. He doesn't make mistakes. He makes a lot of mistakes.
A ton of mistakes.
He slings, like he fucking just tries to throw it in small windows that he's not capable
I remember
of doing.
K-State fans complaining when they lost to Missouri last year that Will Howard got away with a lot 2 years ago. And the mistakes had kind of course-corrected, kind of regressed to the mean. That seemed to be their takeaway from it, but whatever.
Speaking of Penn State, first week they play West Virginia. Neil Brown saved his job.
For now.
I think they're going to be better this year. I think he's got it going in the right direction. He's a fine coach.
I agree he's fine. He's been there actually like a minute, too. He's been there. Has he been there since 2019?
Since Dana left.
Yeah, he was there on my bachelor party. We went to the Mizzou-West Virginia game at Mizzou, and I think that was Neil Brown's first year. Kelly Bryant was Missouri's quarterback. That's how long ago that was.
Then we got Memphis. Seth Hennigan's in his 90th year at Memphis.
Memphis probably the second or third. I kind of think Memphis is the second favorite to make the playoffs.
They should make. I mean, they're going to be in probably the American Championship.
Yeah, one
would think.
That's another school. Look to pick them to cover a lot.
And then we got another Big Ten team. I think we're both high on.
I'm pretty high on Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah. I think Nebraska is going to be.
I think Rule's a good coach for college.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Wasn't great at Carolina.
The Carolina. I mean, dude, Nebraska is going to beat Colorado week 2.
Didn't they beat Colorado last year?
No, they lost to Colorado.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It was super close though.
They're going to go in, snatch a victory at USC. I think Colorado probably ends up, I think Nebraska probably ends up.
They'll at least be fun.
8 wins. I think they're gonna be like an 8-win team, but they'll be good. They'll be fun. They've had such bad luck the last couple of years
because they just got that freshman kid Dylan Raiola.
Yep. Their big fancy QB recruit who
his dad played in the NFL, I believe, was an offensive tackle.
He was. I don't know. Sure, why not? I think it was his uncle, actually. But Dylan Raiola was the number 2 quarterback prospect in the country. Like, he's a fucking 5-star. I think he was number 7 overall. But, yeah, he's insane. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. His dad, I believe, was a center.
Whatever.
Yeah. Also played for the Cornhuskers, so just going home.
Yeah. No, Nebraska, I think Nebraska is going to be in and out of the top 25. I guess it just depends on if they can get any momentum on their schedule. Like, I could see them opening up 4-0, and then they've got a huge game at Purdue. I mean, they have huge games, like, up and down their schedule, right? Week 2, Colorado, huge game.
It would be really cool if Nebraska had the fans of Nebraska had some enjoyment.
They've
this
suffered
year.
enough. As someone who has been suffered at the hands of Nebraska for many years.
But having them in the mix would be fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's
Nebraska, like having Indiana basketball back.
I want Nebraska back. I want Nebraska football back.
Yeah, I want Indiana basketball back, and I want Nebraska football back.
I can agree with that. I want to hate Nebraska again because I don't. It's gone.
Yeah, give me like an undefeated Nebraska going into Ohio State Halloween weekend.
That would be something else. If they win at Purdue, I mean, if they knock off Colorado, Illinois, and Purdue, they will absolutely deserve a ranking. and I hope they do.
I mean, I'm not super high on Illinois or Purdue this year.
Okay, well, at Purdue, a road game at Purdue is tough no matter what. A true road game is tough no matter what. And Illinois, I agree they should beat Illinois. I'm just saying they have 3 like semi-legit to legit games.
What are we thinking about Wisconsin?
I don't know. I never know how to read Wisconsin. Like, really.
Is this the final stop? Is this, Tyler finally gets it figured out? Didn't do it at Miami.
I have no. Wisconsin is just like a mystery to me. It's like sometimes they win 10 games and they seem like they're pretty fucking good, and then they get murdered by Ohio State.
I mean, Van Dyke was supposed to be, this big time NFL prospect. He was supposed to be the guy that brought the Miami Hurricanes back. Mm-hmm. And he had a great year like 2 or 3 years ago for Miami, and then just has regressed ever since. So
yeah, Miami will do that too.
Can Wisconsin turn it around with him, though?
I don't know.
Can they? Are they allowed to have a good quarterback since Russell Wilson?
I mean, I didn't hate Graham Mertz, first off, but they chased him out.
Well, he wasn't good there.
Fair enough, but I still didn't hate him at there. They have...
I'm sure Fickle will at some point make it competent to the birthdays.
They're probably 500 or under by week 6.
What? How hard is their schedule?
Week 3's versus Alabama. Week 4 is at USC. Week 6 is at Rutgers.
Yeah, it's tough sledding.
And then
you start with Western Michigan, South Dakota, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fine. Fine.
Rutgers, Northwestern.
Then the back half of the schedule is fucking horrible.
Penn State, Iowa,
Oregon, Nebraska.
Even Minnesota.
I don't know that Wisconsin makes a bowl game.
Row the boats, baby.
Don't know that Wisconsin's making a bowl game.
Is that your bold prediction?
Yeah,
we get it on the record right now.
Well, hold on. 1, 2. I want to see how many wins they have. 1, 2. They have 3. I'll give them 3 wins that I see, like, no question.
Even at 5 and 7, Wisconsin makes a bowl game though, because they're at least there's so many bowls out there that they're going to need a brand name. Wisconsin.
Let me just restate.
Would make a bowl
Wisconsin
game.
Is not going 500.
I'm going to say they do. Right? They'll beat Western Michigan, South Dakota. They'll beat Purdue at home. They'll beat Rutgers.
Whatever the under is on Iowa, Wisconsin, it's not low enough.
And then they'll win some game between Minnesota, Nebraska, even that Penn State game at Wisconsin. They might ruin Penn State's season. I don't know why, but I'm down on Penn State.
They're not beating Penn State.
Everyone has all these high, lofty expectations.
And I don't think they're
going
to go into Nebraska and beat Nebraska either.
And I guess it's deserved because that defense is nasty for Penn State.
It's
just their offense is. I don't trust.
Have they finally figured out something on offense at all?
We'll see.
Yeah,
there's just nothing there.
Yeah. Wisconsin is going to be on our radar all year.
UTSA, finally, Frank Harris is gone. I think, right? Like, there's no way he could be eligible for like a 9th year.
I mean, with the COVID rule, who knows, man?
I think he's gone.
I only see a Denver Harris on their roster.
Yeah, Frank Harris is 25. There's no way he can still play.
They're like 25 that means nothing. But yeah, UTSA also in the mix for a playoff berth. They have a very big game week 3.
Who they got?
At Texas.
Oh, you know who was the quarterback this year for the Roadrunners?
Who?
The replacement. Owen McCown.
Ooh, all right. I can get down with that.
Mm-hmm. Son of Josh McCown.
Let's go. Yeah,
he's a goofy looking kid. I don't trust this dude.
This
is your guy.
Carson Beck is not a good looking dude either.
He's
glowed up because of,
I'd imagine money.
Owen McCown looks fine. What are you talking about?
But his dad. I mean, you have an NFL quarterback dad. You would think he would not be so goofy.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Did Carson Beck get his acne cleaned up?
Yeah, he's just glowed up a little bit with the NIL, and he's got that hot Miami basketball girlfriend now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't look like a slob.
No.
With that guy.
He's still got Whiskey Tango tattoos.
Oh, he's dating one of the Cavenders. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yep.
And is he kind of going like ghetto white boy now?
Yep. Yeah, I think so a little bit.
Kind of the cholo haircut.
Yeah. Got some calf tats and all that fun stuff.
Okay. I like that. Carson Beck for Heisman.
All right. UTSA, they're going to win a lot of games this year.
We'll see. The American's going to be tougher than you think. Like, they're going to beat each other up is what I mean. It's not going to be like a lot of great teams. It's going to be a lot of good teams that are just...
Who out of ECU, Rice, FAU...
Tulane.
Tulane's, they don't play Tulane.
They don't play Tulane?
Nope.
Well, they'll have... we'll see.
They only play... The only tough American team they play is Memphis. And I guess if you want to count Army, because Army's freaky.
Never know with Army.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. No, Texas State's going to be tough.
Yeah, I saw that in the
Week
rundown to you. Well, week 2.
Oh, you're right. Week 2. Texas State. They got the JMU quarterback now.
I know you're high on Texas State this year.
We'll
get to that in time.
We'll get to that later. I like the direction Texas State's going. But, yeah, they got to play Texas. They got to play, which doesn't count toward the conference, obviously. But, pretty favorable American schedule with
UTSA.
You get Memphis at home. You got to go to Army.
That's it.
Temple sucks. North Texas
That's
sucks.
it. You keep it respectable against UT, and
we always say this. No, it doesn't matter how good they are. Always weird to go to Tulsa.
Yeah, they're worse than ever though. So it might not be that weird anymore. But I don't know.
It's always weird.
Yeah.
In that East Carolina game, who knows?
Dude, if UTSA keeps
UTSA should win 9 games minimum.
And if they cover versus Texas, if they keep it respectable versus Texas, they can go in and they go into the American championship game with 2 losses.
Maybe.
And one of them is UT.
They should, yeah.
Well, I mean.
Then we got Willie Fritz and the boys in Tulane.
Yeah. Always going to be a problem. They actually have an interesting early game against K-State.
I'm sorry. No. Willie Fritz retired.
Whoopsie daisy. I don't care, though. He's got
no, he never retired. He went to Houston. That's right.
Yeah, they finally pried him away.
No, John Summerall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tulane, though, couple big games early. 3 big games early, I guess, because you're a big South Florida guy.
Fuck, dude. Of all the jobs Willie Fritz got offered, he went to Houston?
That's weird.
That's kind of sus.
Yeah. Houston was desperate.
I guess he just wanted to ride it out with Pratt until he left.
Yeah. Houston was desperate and was willing to pay.
You're right.
But they could ruin some seasons early.
Mm-hmm.
K-State at Tulane. That is not where I want Avery Johnson to have his second start.
They gave Kansas State a game last year, too.
They beat K-State at K-State 2 years ago.
2 years ago, that was it.
Yeah. And then they go to Oklahoma. They'll probably lose at Oklahoma the next week. But Avery Johnson having a true road game against a good G5 team week 2 is going to be tough.
And we got App State, always tough.
Yes. App State, always good.
Kentucky. You just know. Mark Stoops is just going to get an 8 or 9 win season out of nowhere.
I don't know if this is the year.
You don't think so?
Let me look at their schedule again. It's because some of the FCC schools this year, man, have just schedules that make you want to puke.
You're not a Brock Vandegrift disciple?
No. So Kentucky catches Georgia, Ole Miss, Auburn, Tennessee, Texas, and then obviously they play Louisville every year.
Yeah.
So
that's tough.
It's a pretty brutal schedule.
Yeah, they get
and they have to
South
go. And by the way,
Carolina,
rivalry
Southern
game,
Miss,
they have to go to Florida.
Ohio, that's 3, 4. Vandy. Florida's going to be tough. They never beat Florida, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Auburn 5. I think they could beat Auburn at home. 5. Murray State 6. 7-win Kentucky team.
I think 7 is a success for this Kentucky season based on the schedule. Quite frankly, I'm not convinced they're going to win the South Carolina game.
Okay.
That's going to be a big... I mean, look, the season, you evolve over the season.
Have you fully flipped on Beamer?
I never thought Beamer was bad. I told you this. It was Spencer Rattler.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
It's just the way he looked.
That didn't help.
Truly, yeah.
Didn't help.
Auburn should have a good year, or at least a better year.
Auburn is Dane. Auburn scares me this year, but I think they do have a pretty brutal schedule.
I have no idea what to make of Auburn. And then Colorado, of course, Dion.
no, they are not going to make a bowl game. They are not going to be ranked at any point in the season. I am convinced they're going to lose this week.
Despite having two of the best players in college football.
Don't care if the other fucking 20 suck ass.
I know Travis Hunter might be the best player in college football, and it's like such a waste.
It is a complete waste. But yeah, Colorado is going to get BF'd this year. It's going to be bad for them.
Because people are going to take it personal every week. It's going to be teams getting up.
Because
Deion's going to talk some shit.
Deion does the opposite of rat poison. Deion makes you as angry as you can possibly be.
You expect them to potentially lose to North Dakota State.
I do.
Nebraska, Colorado State. That's never easy at Colorado State for them. I mean, they got to come to the bounce house. They got Kansas State, Arizona. They'll beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not good. But then they got to go to Tech, play Utah, Kansas. This is a fucking brutal schedule for Colorado.
It's a brutal schedule, in general. And then you add in the fact that Deion Sanders was a horrible coach last year, and I don't think they got any better. They're losing at Nebraska.
They're maximum winning 4 games.
Yeah. I mean, it is absolute max 4 games.
And one of them might be us.
No.
That would suck.
No
if
no
we
way.
fucking lose to
There's
Deion.
no fucking way. Now, I hope they beat KU.
All right. Out of all these teams and maybe, ones we haven't mentioned, let's just go through teams that we think can finish in the top 25 at the end of the year. I'll start. Washington. I think Washington, we mentioned it.
Obvious one, yeah.
Jed Fish.
Yeah.
Get that program kind of, to at least stay respectable.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia, Neil Brown. I mentioned Oregon State. Maybe a potential, dark horse to make the playoff if they just run the table outside of Oregon.
Yeah. Well, if they beat Oregon, then it's definitely on playoff watch, but...
Never know with the Civil War.
Yeah.
They are much depleted since Jonathan Smith left. A lot of their guys left, but they should get better talent than most of the Mountain West.
It's fair.
Boise, Liberty, Memphis, and I really, really like South Florida this year.
I know you do, which is, I don't know if you're just like trying to be nice or something.
I don't know what it is. Something in Tampa. I expect them to be better, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they fucking looked really good in their bowl game. I know
Yeah.
it means nothing, but they won 45-0.
I want to look at this one thing real quick. Okay. I will give you mine for teams.
I mean, you love SMU.
SMU, I think, will be can finish the season top 25. After watching Georgia Tech, I really like the way those lines played.
I think you're falling for the rat poison. Yeah, they played great.
I liked their coach.
I don't think Florida State was ready for that game. I think
they weren't. They weren't. But the
weird situation in Ireland.
You liked. First off, you were the one jerking off Georgia Tech's quarterback. Our whole
Haynes
fucking
King.
group chat. Yeah. So between
he didn't have to do anything except run the ball.
I know, between Haynes King and the way those lines played against Florida State, and also I think they have like a pretty chill schedule.
You know what's going to happen? Georgia Tech's just going to be exactly what UCF is or what Gus Malzahn is. Because Brent Key is just Gus Malzahn Jr.
Okay. Is he from the coaching tree?
He is.
Okay.
He was our offensive coordinator at UCF.
Okay.
And he just runs the ball until they stop you. And then when they stop you, you abandon the run altogether.
They have their schedule.
But since Florida State didn't stop them, they just kept running the ball.
They don't have a horrible schedule.
He also has 5 wins as a double-digit dog, outright wins in 2 years. That's a big Gus Malzahn thing, right?
Yeah.
He would always win as a dog, never wins the expected games.
No, the 2 coaches who always gave Saban trouble were Malzahn and
just total wild
and
cards.
Hugh Freeze, the 2 wild card guys. Yeah.
So I think Brent Key's got a little Malzahn in him.
That's fair.
Where he'll lose games that they're expected to win,
Yeah.
and then he'll beat Clemson.
That's
something.
fair.
Yeah.
But their schedule's not bad, right? Georgia State at Syracuse, VMI at Louisville's tough. Duke, whatever. I don't have any faith in North Carolina. They're at North Carolina, so that's tough because it's at. But Notre Dame, they should lose. At Virginia Tech, they'll probably lose. I think they beat Miami.
See, they'll beat Notre Dame.
They might. They really might.
They'll lose a couple of these dumb games and then beat Notre Dame.
And obviously they'll lose to Georgia, but NC State, Miami. I mean, this Georgia Tech team could have 8 or 9 wins at the end of the year. I like them to be
Wouldn't
ranked.
be surprised. I don't know if they're ranked though. If they're 8-4,
they're on the cusp at 8-4. An ACC team is on the cusp at 8-4. SEC team is ranked 17.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
I think UCF will be ranked. I like the way your schedule shakes out.
We'll see.
Nebraska, we both
I don't know. I don't know if I like Malzahn. It's a love-hate with Malzahn because obviously the best recruits we've ever had. Dude can recruit his dick off.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can coach in the modern game, though. Not great at adapting.
Find out.
Not great on the fly.
Yeah.
When things don't go his way, like he's really good with the script, really good with those first 15, 20 plays. And then when he gets punched in the mouth, he doesn't really counter.
Yeah. Or I remember just in that OU game, you guys punched up for a while and then
faded.
Just faded, yeah.
I mean,
I still like you
and
guys.
then we just pulled that Oklahoma State game out of our ass, 45-3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Just Ollie Gordon had negative yards rushing.
Oklahoma State had a weird year last year.
It was also in a tsunami.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. UCF will be ranked. I love Nebraska's chance to be ranked. And Nebraska, by the way, will get that name bump, which will help them.
Of course, yeah.
Auburn, I think Hugh Freeze is going to have a wacky year. The only problem with Auburn is that I think their schedule is absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And you got Virginia Tech as well.
I like Virginia Tech as well because Virginia Tech was, like we were talking earlier at the start of this whole thing, a lot of close games that they lost. They lost 3 one-score games. They were, you win 2 of those instead of you go 2-1 instead of 0-3. All of a sudden, you have an incredible 9 on the cusp of 10-win year. I think Virginia Tech's going to be ranked.
All right, now let's go with ranked teams we think that will finish outside the top 25. Teams we're going to talk about pretty often.
Yep.
I'm going to start with Oklahoma State. Gundy, Ollie Gordon, you guys are frauds. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Miami, no thanks. You guys are losing week 1 to Florida. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
They're not going to the swamp and winning that game.
No, I have
I
no
love
faith in that.
Florida, plus 120 money line. Take it to the bank, dude. This week, my 2 big bets this week, Florida, Xander Schauffele to win the Tour Championship.
Okay.
He's starting at 8 under. He's 2 back from Scotty.
Yeah.
But he fucking owns East Lake, so just set it, forget it. Wake up Sunday with that money in your account. Or Monday, though. Then we got Kansas. Yeah, we'll see you. Jalen Daniels not staying. He's not going to be healthy the whole year.
When is he ever? Yeah,
never.
It's just going to be. They do have a nice, squishy little schedule, but without Jalen Daniels, it's going to be a real problem.
Yeah. Did that fucking backup kid stay? Is he still there for Kansas?
I don't know.
He was their pseudo starter, more or less.
He's their co-starter. What was that? I'll know his name as soon as I see it. Was it Cole Ballard?
No.
Jalen Daniels, TJ Cruz,
He must
Ben
be gone.
Easters. I think he's gone.
Yeah, no, it was so Jalen Daniels got hurt, and then it was a kid that was he was a senior or junior that came in that was they're like, oh, look at how great of a teammate he is. He stayed. He knew. He knew.
Pretty much. Yeah, Kansas is not staying in the top 25. And then you have Iowa.
I do have Iowa. I just don't
Yeah.
see them really having enough offense ever to, especially with all these teams coming in from the West. I can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't play the West anymore.
Right. I just can't see them maintaining a respectable enough record to be. They'll always be on the cusp.
Yeah.
They'll give some teams some problems, and obviously that defense is always elite. But they'll be perennial 30, 31 in the country.
My 4 are, we both have Miami. We both have
Bean. Bean was his name.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Bean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gone.
He graduated.
I think so.
This is Jason Bean, football quarterback. He's 25.
Yeah. No, so I guess he's getting snaps for the Colts.
Yeah. Look at him. Good for you, Jason Bean. We both have Miami and Kansas. I also have NC State. They might finish the season ranked, but boy, they're going to be unranked by week 4 because they get Tennessee at home. I think it's at home. Maybe it's a neutral site. I wonder where this game is.
So I actually am high on NC State this year.
The Duke's Mayo Classic. Where is that game? Oh, it'll be in Charlotte. Okay, so they're playing Tennessee at the Panthers Stadium, which means that's a road game, even though it's counted as a home game. They will absolutely be outnumbered.
You
there.
can lose that game. That's fine. Who
Then
cares?
they're going to lose week 4 to Clemson. They're going to be 2-2. They're already on
Check it out, though. They're not going to lose to Clemson.
They are. This is going to be a Clemson win where people are like, well, maybe they're not that bad, but they are that bad.
I don't see another. I mean, if that even happens, where do they lose?
So that's the thing, though. Then they're going to rip off some wins because the schedule gets dog shit.
They'll be
Northern
ranked.
Illinois, Wake Forest, Syracuse, at Cal, Stanford, Duke. I mean, they're going to stack up. They're going to be on a 6-game winning streak.
They'll be ranked at the end of the year.
At Georgia Tech, at North Carolina in a rivalry game.
I'm telling you right now, Grayson McCall is going in to Clemson Stadium. He's pulling out a dub.
Nah, I don't think that's happening. That's such a must-win game for Clemson.
Grayson McCall in the Carolinas. That's all you need to know.
Okay. And then I'm going to come at you with some balls here. Michigan.
Although I kind of hate Grayson McCall because we spent a lot of money trying to recruit him to UCF.
He went to the better school.
He chose NC State over us.
Yeah.
That's kind of sus.
Michigan will be unranked at the end of the year.
All right. Well, because of
So I think
they're
even
going
though
to
I
crack.
kind
The
of
NCAA will crack down on them.
even though I kind of hate this matchup for Texas week 2 because Ewers is dealing with a whole new running back and wide receiver crew against a good defense, I kind of don't think Michigan's going to win that game anyway. So L to Texas, L at Washington, L versus Oregon.
Why does Ross think Orgy's a good quarterback? He's not.
And then L at Ohio State, a bad L at Ohio State, by the way. If they drop any other game in there with their mediocre ass offense, the only thing that they have going for them is they don't have any tough road games.
Check it out. They're losing to fucking USC.
I think they will. I think there's a decent chance they lose to USC.
Who knows what Michigan State is this year?
Yeah.
Like,
I think Michigan.
Truly.
I think Michigan is in serious trouble of being unranked at the end of the season with all
I can see that.
with all the chaos in that program.
You know
too.
what? After all the fucking hate I got from Michigan fans last year, just because I called you guys out for being a bullshit team that won the national championship because you're cheaters.
Okay.
I would love to see it.
Okay.
I would love to see it. You also chased my family out of the state, so
Well,
fuck
maybe
y'all.
deservedly.
a little embezzlement. It's not that big of a deal.
Whatever.
Yeah. Now we got our outside players to watch. Obviously, QB, Shedeur Sanders, Colorado.
I guess.
You don't think so? He's going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah,
In
it'll
the
be fun
NFL
to
draft.
watch.
Yeah.
Watch him. He's not going to do anything.
It doesn't mean anything. He's going to do stuff. He's going to do cool stuff. He'll have highlight
he's just not going
plays.
to win games.
That's not what this list is.
I know.
They're outside.
I know.
This list is about just dope-ass players. It's just shouts.
Well, rattle them off. Name some
Shouts
guys.
to Shedeur Sanders.
Name some
Shouts to
guys.
Liberty QB, Caden Salter. We got Washington QB, Will Rogers.
Love
SMU
that.
quarterback, Preston Stone. Nebraska QB, Dylan Raiola. Kentucky quarterback, Brock Vandegrift.
Great quarterback name.
And then, I just got
all of your running backs.
all my guys.
The entire UCF stable of running backs.
RJ Harvey. We got Penny Bone. We got Johnny Richardson. Rutgers running back Kyle Manage.
Okay.
He led the Big Ten in rushing yards last year. So,
Legit.
yeah, I mean, fucking, Shiano's just going to feed him the ball.
Yeah.
Then we got Cal running back Jaden Ott. He's dope. Texas Tech running back Taj Brooks. North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton. Boise State running back Ashton Genty. Then we got some cool receivers. We got UNLV, your boy.
Barry O.
Barry O and UNLV running Rebs. We got Ricky White III. Colorado State wide receiver Torrey Horton. Stanford wide receiver Alec Io Manor. And then Auburn wide receiver Cam Coleman. Then, of course, defensively, we got Travis Hunter, Colorado cornerback / receiver, dual threat, best player in the country probably. Will be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Kentucky D-end, Deion Walker. He's dope as hell. Louisville corner, Quincy Riley. Virginia Tech defensive end, Antoine Powell-Ryland. Virginia Tech corner, Dorian Strong. Wisconsin corner, Ricardo Hallman. We got Maxwell Hairston, the corner for Kentucky. Linebacker from Old Dominion, Jason Henderson. And then Iowa State safety, Jeremiah Cooper.
All right.
So just dudes. Guys,
keep an eye out.
Guys being
keep
dudes.
an eye out.
Keep an eye out for all those names. I mean, those guys are all going to be in the NFL.
Yeah. All right.
Is what I'm telling you.
I mean, maybe Travis Hunter, but.
And everyone else. Especially all those UCF running backs.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
RJ Harvey's, well, if my simulations are correct, he wins the Heisman. So he breaks Barry Sanders' record.
Yes.
Touchdowns, yards.
I buy it.
RJ Harvey, Heisman winner. Get those odds while you can now. Now we're going to do winners of each G5 conference.
Yes, since they will, even though, well, a couple of them will be ranked, but.
G5,
Not
G6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The American, who you got?
UTSA, baby.
All right. I'm going with the Bulls.
Okay.
I'm going South Florida.
I just like the way UTSA's schedule shakes out.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like they have the easiest path to a berth in the championship game, and then who knows what happens.
I kind of like USF schedule, other than Alabama.
That doesn't count for the conference. So.
Nope. So
Whatever.
I'm going to stick with the South Florida Bulls. I mean, they got a pretty fucking brutal schedule, though. You got fucking Miami on the schedule. You got Bama. I mean, they're not afraid to. I think those reps against real teams will help in the long run.
I mean, it's like running uphill, right? So once you start running on flat ground again, you're just like, this is the easiest fucking thing.
They got to go to Tulane, but they catch Memphis at home. Navy's a weird game. But, I mean, they finished with Charlotte, Tulsa, and Rice. Like,
Yeah, that should be all right.
come on. Come on, boys. Next up, we got Conference USA. We both got Liberty.
I think that's an easy pick.
Yeah.
Who's challenging Liberty in the?
Falwell University.
Yeah, I mean Liberty's like, look, they don't have like P4 money, they don't have like Georgia money or something like that. But as far as like paying athletes and shit goes, there's no one in that conference that is on their level.
And then in the MAC, we're house divided. Two best teams in the MAC.
Yeah.
I got Miami of Ohio. Stand up.
Look, I'm gonna ride for Gary Pinkel's first head coaching job. I'm gonna go with Toledo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Toledo, they should be a top 2 team in the MAC.
Yeah. That's
Regardless,
probably the
yeah.
championship game
Like-
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Mountain West, we both got Boise.
Although the Mountain West is gonna be so fun this year with Boise, Fresno, UNLV. Like, there's gonna be some fun fucking team. That is
Fresno's going to be fun, but
Is Mountain
they
West
kind
after
I mean, they queefed the end of the year last year.
who did?
Fresno.
Yeah.
They had the conference in their hands, and they just one loud queef of the end.
Is Mountain West after dark is the new Pac-12 after dark?
Well, we still got the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You're right. We both got Oregon State winning.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that is what it is.
Then we got the Sun Belt, Texas State, my Bobcats. I'm just gonna ride for it.
I know you are.
Let's get out on a ledge.
I love San Marcos. It is a great college town. I will be so happy.
I'm
for
not
them.
serious with this, but I'm gonna ride for something I believe in,
Okay.
but not really believe in, but just something I want.
Yeah, App State's winning that conference.
Tech
but-
State. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go Bobcats. Then we got our 4 worst teams in the FBS. I got Akron, UMass, Kennesaw State, and UL Monroe.
Okay. I shared your UMass pick.
It's just default.
Missouri's got a tough road game at UMass, though, this year. So who knows what will happen there. New Mexico, man, just blowing that lead alone to Montana State is horrific. Your Temple Owls and new Big 12 edition UConn.
They're not Big 12
Yeah, they're joining the Big 12
in basketball.
and in football.
I thought they were gonna regress.
Nope, they are joining the Big 12 in football. They're joining in basketball in like a year, but they're going to join in football in like 2028.
We don't want it.
You're taking it.
We're declining it. Well, I mean, we're just really leaning into basketball.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. We're the best basketball conference by far. If we add UConn, that. over.
You're already the best basketball conference by far. Yeah.
Arizona, UConn.
Kansas. Yeah. Do you even like college basketball anymore? I mean, it's a hopeless situation
For me?
alma mater.
Nah, I mean, we get in the conference. We get in the tournament. I mean, we have no chance at a national championship, yeah.
Well, I mean,
But we always have like one fun year every 7 years.
okay. I'm just not sure you have a chance at like a 16-win season playing in that goddamn conference.
Baylor.
It's mind-boggling.
Iowa State.
Tech?
Texas Tech.
Houston?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It's brutal.
It is horrific.
But that just means all you have to do is win 17 games and get in.
Dude, maybe. In that fucking conference, holy shit.
All right, let's get to the picks.
The people came for. We make our picks, by the way, on mybookie.com. Use the promo code DrinkinBros to double
And
your first deposit.
We'll keep track. We always keep track of our records.
Yes, we do.
And we're starting with a clean slate. I think we've always... No, you've been under 500 before.
I was under 500 last year, I think, maybe.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I was over, I believe. But not to my expectations. I want to always get to that golden number of 60%.
Okay.
So we're going to do well this year. UNC -2 at Minnesota. The over-under is 49.5. Row the damn boat. We're going Minnesota plus the 2. In fact, Minnesota's going to win the game. But I'll just stick with Minnesota plus 2 right now.
I completely agree. I just don't have much faith at all in North Carolina as a program. So, yeah, I'm taking Minnesota there. Like,
at what point does Mac just get put down?
I mean, he just wanted another job. You know what I mean?
He just wanted something. Yeah, it's more of like a... It's not even a job at this point.
He wanted something to do because otherwise he'll die.
Right. It's like him going to the model walk. Next up, we got North Dakota State catching 10 against Colorado. Over-under is 60.5. I love the over here.
I do too. I'm also taking North Dakota State to cover.
You're taking the over and North Dakota State.
Yes, because if North Dakota State covers, they definitely hit the over.
Yeah.
North Dakota State is going to win that game, I think.
I see this game a lot like the TCU, where nobody gets stops.
Oh, yeah. Colorado is bad. I don't think you understand. Colorado is bad. And I looked this up a while back when I was talking about this. North Dakota State. So we talk about Colorado's offensive line is dog shit. North Dakota State has one of the best sack teams in the country in the FCS last year. I'm just telling you, dude, it is gonna be bad for Colorado.
Yeah. And then next up, we have FAU traveling to Michigan State. The over-under is 45.5. The Owls getting 14. What do you like here?
I'll take Michigan State. I think it's a new era of Michigan State football. And I think they handle a very mediocre Conference USA team.
Yeah.
Who's coaching FAU now? They always keep doing the retreads. It started with Lane and then...
Right now, it is Tom Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over Michigan State.
You're not a big piss chart guy?
Nah. Yeah,
it's because you're always a bad guy.
What?
Your piss is always brown, so you're a bad guy according
my
to
piss
Tom
is not
Herman's
always brown. My piss is clear, baby.
hydration chart.
I'm hydrated as fuck.
You're never
I have
hydrated.
2 empty bottles of water right here. You're pouring an energy drink over there. I'm drinking fucking water.
But you're drinking vodka. Don't lie. We know you have an alcohol problem.
I was going to save the beer for the voicemail episode we're doing on softcore next.
So you're going Michigan State?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with the under here, actually.
Okay.
Under 45.5. I just think Michigan State's their defense is going to be fine.
I think
They're gonna run the ball.
I think absolute worst case scenario here, I get a push. I just think Michigan State's going to be competent.
Next up, Western Michigan catching 23.5, going to Wisconsin. Over under is 56.5. What do we like?
How bad is Western Michigan that the spread is that big against Wisconsin?
Well, Wisconsin should be able to handle business, right? Western Michigan's fine. They may make a bowl game. We'll see. They're not great. Wisconsin should handle business.
Western Michigan they're on Connolly's rankings. They're right next to Hawaii and Old Dominion. So, but they're low. It's pretty low.
The question is, can Wisconsin score 56 points? Or does this have the makings of like a 42-3 game?
It feels like that, if anything.
Yeah, so I'll just hold my nose and Wisconsin covers.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just say Wisconsin doesn't.
Fuck it. They could win 24-0.
Yeah, Wisconsin just doesn't let them score anything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Tyler Van Dyke, come on. Do something. Do something. Anything.
Tell a joke.
Throw a ball.
Throw a ball.
TCU -9 at Stanford. The over/under is 59.5.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I'll say this. TCU needs this game because their schedule is brutal, and Stanford sucks. So I'll take TCU to cover that.
New era for the Stanford Cardinal.
Yeah, that's fine. ACC, everything else. I think TCU. Stanford just sucks. Yeah, I'll take TCU to cover 9. Double-digit win for TCU.
Just big win against an ACC team.
Yeah, power P5 or P4 on P4.
You're going TCU?
Yeah.
All right, 59.5. I love that under.
Okay.
I just don't expect many points there by Stanford. TCU, I don't really know what to expect at this point.
I think they should be good. Like, I think they're going to be better than their record looks because their schedule is one of the toughest in college football.
For sure.
Like, it's just a rough schedule. So that's where
the question many people are asking, can Sonny Dykes recruit? Did he get to the Natty with all of Gary Patterson's guys?
I mean, he got to the Natty with Gary Patterson's machine. Like, that was Gary Patterson's program when he got to the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Sonny Dykes is a good coach, but...
I do, but can he recruit? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, -13 at Vandy. The over-under is 44.5. You know what? Anchor down, dude. Vandy, stand up. You're catching 13. You're at home. It's not a great home field advantage. I've been to the stadium before.
Not a good home field advantage at all, but I do not think...
But Vandy, you're not going to lose by 2 touchdowns. You're going to lose by 10. And thus, I will take Vanderbilt.
Man, so here's the thing about Virginia Tech. Obviously, I only really have last year to go on. I said earlier that they lost 3 of their 4 losses were 1-score affairs.
Mm-hmm.
All of their wins were double digits.
Vanderbilt?
Yeah, no.
Or Virginia Tech?
Okay. So I'll take Virginia Tech to win by 2 touchdowns.
Okay. UTEP catching 27.5 at Nebraska. The over-under is 48.5. I kind of think the Cornhuskers here kind of stunt. UTEP sucks.
Okay.
UTEP's very bad. 4 touchdowns, a lot to ask from Nebraska over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I know any team. This has all the makings of just a very disappointing opening week for Nebraska, like only squeaking one out by like 14, 17. That's not going to happen this year. Cornhuskers are going to get it right. They're going to win by 42. Easy win for the Cornhuskers. Let's go. Who's their weird, creepy mascot?
It's just
Big
that
Red.
guy.
It's
yeah,
just Big Red.
Just that fucking guy who like shucks corn.
We're gonna be shucking corn left and right on Saturday on the show. We're not gonna be talking about Nebraska very often because they're gonna be in the top 25.
We are.
Yeah. So enjoy it while you can. Nebraska wins by 42.
God, that is just such their offense. Their defense is incredible. Nebraska's. I think their defense is gonna be great, but like
they're gonna let the freshmen stunt.
Sling it. I'm just a little curious as to what in the name of God that offense is gonna do because it's so underwhelming.
It's gonna be like Caleb Williams, his first year at Oklahoma.
Yeah. All right, I'll take. Yeah, by 4 touchdowns. All right, I'll take Nebraska to cover that. I don't think UTEP's going to score. Like, UTEP might get a field goal.
Right. Next up, we got Ohio catching 17.5. The Bobcats going to the Carrier Dome. Syracuse over-under is 47.5. Do they let Kyle McCord loose?
Ohio covers here. Ohio has a sneaky good defense. Kyle McCord stinks. Syracuse, believe year 1 of a new coach.
Did Dino leave?
I think he got fired.
Did he?
Fran Brown is the new Syracuse
Yeah,
coach.
you're right.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Ohio covers. Syracuse is going to be a mess.
Why they? Dino Babers is now at Arizona. He's offensive coordinator at Arizona, which I love that. Are you kidding me with that offense? That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Also, Dino Babers is 63. Black don't crack, baby.
No, we don't. Ohio covers here. It's going to be a mess.
Damn, dude. Yeah, Fran Brown is... He came from Georgia, right? That's what it was?
Yes. He was like a big recruiter for Georgia, I think, or something like
Defensive
that.
backs coach at Georgia.
But he was also one of their main recruiting guys.
Yeah, and he's from Camden, New Jersey. I've been to that aquarium. It's a beautiful place.
Sweet.
Who doesn't love Camden, New Jersey?
I'm happy for you.
One of the most dangerous places on the country. Or in the country. Yeah, dude, because of that, their fucking defense is going to be fucking pumped.
Okay.
They're going to have that.
Oh, give me the under, too.
Give me Syracuse.
Give me the under.
You're taking the under?
Yeah. I think Ohio covers, and Syracuse wins, but it's just going to be low scoring and gross.
No. Just finding out that Dino Babers got fired. But I'll stick with Syracuse. Fuck it.
Okay.
Dude, stuff in college football happens so fast now,
It does.
especially with the fucking transfer portal.
You got to follow 120 teams.
It's so hard. Ohio, Miami of Ohio, catching 2.5 at Northwestern. The over-under is 39.5. Miami of Ohio is winning this game on the field, boys.
Yes,
And
I
ladies,
feel.
if you're listening.
I feel
But yeah,
the
dude,
exact
Miami
same
of Ohio, that's my money line dog of the week. Book it.
Yeah, I'll just take Miami in the points.
All right. Boise catching or is minus 13 traveling to Georgia Southern. The over under is 56.5.
Look at this.
Weird spot for Boise. Georgia Southern always kind of frisky.
Yeah,
Always giving
I
people some
believe
trouble.
were they the ones that beat Tennessee?
No, that'd be Florida.
Okay, wait, who beat Tennessee? Was that Georgia State? It was a Georgia team that beat.
Maybe they beat Tennessee as well, but I remember that Georgia Southern beat Florida.
Georgia State beat Tennessee. Georgia Southern beat Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and didn't Georgia Southern beat Oklahoma State last year? They had a bad loss. Remember?
Who? Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
2020. Let's look. 2023. Don't think so.
Oklahoma State had a horrific loss last year.
Wasn't Georgia Southern though.
South Alabama, sorry. Mm-hmm. South Alabama.
Well, it's not a bad loss. USA is a good loss. It's a quality loss. Don't disrespect USA like that.
All right.
Why do you hate USA?
Well, America, I guess. Yeah.
I kind of like the under here. 56.5. Too many points.
Okay. I will take, again, I said this earlier, style points. These teams need style points that are competing for an G5 natty or playoff spot. Boise State covers. Boise State's got to be racking up like 20-point wins.
On the road, though.
Yeah, I think that's even more style points. They need it.
Next up, I love this. UNLV catching 2.5, going to Houston. Over-unders 54.5. Let's go. Running Rebs win outright. The Willie Fritz era in Houston does not get off to a good start.
Houston's a mess.
Dana left the cupboard dry.
Yeah.
UNLV
Houston's a mess.
wins the game on the field. That is my moneyline dog. Number 2 of the week.
Well, you're just taking all the... Whatever. UNLV wins. Barry Odom has a real program. Willie Fritz, God bless him, did great at Tulane. But like you said, Dana left Houston in fucking shambles.
Next, we have Nevada catching 8.5 at Troy. The over-unders 44.5. I love this. This is a classic. Is Nevada okay? And the answer is no.
No, they're bad.
They're bad. Troy's going to beat the shit out of Nevada.
Yeah, I'll take Troy.
I'm taking Troy to cover easy. Then we got Wyoming catching 6 at Arizona State. Over-unders 47.5. I don't like this Arizona State team.
Arizona State's been bad for a while.
Well, since Herm left.
Well, since Herm was there.
Yeah.
Since Herm
There was like a
got there.
couple weeks where like, oh, dude, maybe Herm's
yeah.
got it going. I like Wyoming here.
To cover.
To cover +6.
Yeah.
Arizona State squeaks it out, though. So I'll go Wyoming +6.
I will say...
Even though Wyoming's usually a totally different team when they're not in Laramie.
Yeah. I'll say... Oh, man. I don't know. I don't want to, like, agree with you on every single fucking thing. But...
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. And I don't want to take the under on a West Coast game.
Wyoming usually has good defense.
Yeah, neither offense is great, but it's still just like...
What do you do?
These games, they rack up points, I feel like. You don't get like a slugfest at these games. So I'll take Arizona State to win. Or to cover, I should say. They'll win by a touchdown.
Cool. I have my underdog picks, which are UNLV and Miami of Ohio.
Well, since you picked 2, I'm just going to pick 1, but I think I should get credit for 2 because I'm taking North Dakota State to win on the field. Double-digit dog.
Okay. We'll do a point system. Double-digit dog, you get 3 points.
Okay.
Single digit, or let's say 1 to 5, 1.
Yeah.
And then 5 to 10, 2 points.
5 to 9.
Or 5 to 9, yeah.
Yeah.
2 points.
And then 10 or above, 3 points.
All right. So I'm going for easy free throws. You're going for
I'm shooting
the 3.
from down. I'm shooting the logo this week.
I like that. Let me write that down right now.
Okay.
But moneyline dog, was it 1 to 4 is 1 point.
Yeah.
5 to 9, 2 points, and then 10 plus 3. Should we have like a 5-pointer?
What is that, like three, like a 20 and above?
20 and above, 10 points, actually.
All right, that's fine.
Fuck it, let's do it.
You got the balls to do it?
20. Let's do 21 points because it's 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
10 points. All right. And then what's a wild card pick you got this week?
Got to look at these real quick because I haven't very much at all in terms of just like games that are interesting.
That we haven't talked about.
Let's see here. Who's playing?
Got a lot of different avenues you can go.
There's a lot of games that are whatever non. Oh, here's one. Hold on.
I mean, maybe you want to go. Coastal Jacksonville State.
Coastal Jacksonville State. I don't know
Maybe you want to go. UConn, Maryland. You want to go Maryland? I know you're a big Terp guy.
I am a bit. I do love the Terps. Where is that game? What is the line on that game?
It's at Maryland, and it's Maryland minus 21.
Oh, no. I'm going to take something easier here. I'm going to take a fun one that's not on there. BYU is a 14-point favorite at home against the Southern Illinois Salukis.
14-point favorite?
Yeah.
Minus 14. I don't know if I like that, Rob. I think BYU kind of sucks this year.
Yeah, but it's the
Undercover.
Southern Illinois Salukis.
For sure.
So I'm all about it.
All right, how about this? Florida International is catching 22 against Indiana.
Okay.
Give me the Panthers.
Okay.
Give me FIU plus the 22. Just has a great ring to it, and that's how we're going to end the show.
Let's go.
Go Panthers. I'm just going to ride for all my Florida teams this year.
I know you
Florida
are.
State let me down.
You're even riding for fucking South Florida, which is bizarre. But
I know. They're our rivals, but I'm not riding. I just think they're going to be good this year.
Fair enough.
I'm just being fair and honest.
You do you, baby.
But, yeah, that's outside the top 25. We'll see you next week. Later.